Hey guys, it's Lunar Chewy here, also known as Mossman. Today I'm here to talk to you about the newly released ML5 unit, RNL, Rhianna and Luciella. She has been making a huge splash in basically all modes of play, so yeah, I'm excited to kind of give you guys a breakdown of her and her powerful kit. She's a unit that I've personally been having a lot of fun with and a lot of success with in RTA as well. So let's just start off with RNL. Let me show her stats. As you guys may know, she is the fastest unit in the game with a base speed of 132. So if you put your fastest gear on her, there's a very good chance that you're able to outspeed pretty much any unit in the game, with the exception of Zio and Harsetti. So let's just go over her kit. So one thing that's really unique about RNL is her skills all do different things depending on which of these sisters that you have. And so, yeah, let's just get started with her S1. So, as Rhianna, you do a single target attack that inflicts this debuff called Erosion. If you crit, which you pretty much always should crit, assuming you ever built competently, it'll actually detonate this Erosion as well. So, this debuff basically they take damage equivalent to 5% of their missing HP, which is a double when applied to heroes, so that would be 10%. So if you use this on a unit that's missing more HP, they'll actually do more damage. And Luciella, on the other hand, she gets a self-attack buff, and she'll actually do lifesteal after her uh, single target damage. Now for her S2, so Rhianna, so when you start the battle. So like when you get into game, the skill that would be activated is this one, Rhianna. So you attack the enemy, dispels two debuff or still dispels two buffs before inflicting bind and defense break. And if you land this, or if you use this later and they have a debuff, you actually get the attack buff. So basically, how it works is when you get into game, you'll S2 something, and if you're able to strip their immunity, or if they don't have immunity, if you just land your debuffs, at least one of them, then you get a self attack buff as the extra attack, and then it does more single target damage. So let's say you're against the Arunka, for example, you'll RNL S2, let's say you have Soul Burn or you just land, then you'll dispel her immunity buff, and then you'll actually defense break her, and then you get attack buff, and then you do this extra attack, and it does a ton of damage. Meanwhile, as Luciella, it's you get self attack buff, and then you um, just do extra damage. And then the soul burn is on this skill as well. So with Rhianna, you ignore ER, and then as the other sister, it just increases your damage overall. And then finally, her S3, this skill does a lot of damage. So depending on which one you're in, you either sorry, I misspoke. So you ignore damage share, and then it also is a 2 buff dispel and does fear for 1 turn, and you get a huge barrier. When I say huge, I'm not kidding. Like my RNL has a 3.3k attack, and the barrier is massive. And also, one thing to note is she has this unique buff. So she has 70% evasion, and then if you put her on an evasion artifact like Violet Talisman, after 3 turns, you're at 100% evasion. But also, you get extra stats. So let's say your RNL is 330 speed, then 30% of that you'll get in both effectiveness and critical hit damage. So you can just think of her as her getting free 100 effectiveness and free 100 crit damage. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, they gave her so many free stats. But yeah, she is really incredibly strong. Like, I've been first picking her a lot. She's just an opener that has so many things in her kit. Like this S2, if you land it, you're pretty much one-shotting most heroes in the game. Like, if you S2 a Salami, land your D-Break, that Salami's dead. And then this S3, it ignores damage share. It's an AoE fear, and this unit comes with innate 100 effectiveness, so you'll be landing on most heroes in the game. It's AoE fear. She gets a massive barrier. Like, it's crazy. Like, Even this S1 can do massive amounts of damage. This unit is just insane. So yeah, typically when I get into game, I'll first pick RNL, and then like if you have a book or if you just land, your S2 does massive damage. It can almost one shot something. If it doesn't, uh, you S2, and then assuming that you land the debuff, you get your attack buff, you do the extra turn, and then you get to S3 with your attack buff, and they get a massive barrier. Like it's already such a like strong debilitating start to the game. So a lot of people definitely go out of their way to counter her. Like you can go like Bunny Dom, you can go Zio or Harsetti if those heroes are available. But she's just a opener that is really able to kill an entire team by herself if you let her. Like it's kind of crazy. Like she has a lot of survivability because she has the evasion and then she also has the massive barrier on the S3. And because she's such a fast unit and she's taking so many turns because she has the extra turn on her S2, like she cycles like crazy too. So she's just an extremely strong unit, and I really think that everyone should own her. She's that strong. And considering she is like the unit that Smilegate is pushing really hard, it only makes sense that she has such a powerful and unique kit. But that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching.